Good morning again. It's a new day. So again, if you did not watch the Celsius temperature that I did for third graders, you need to watch that first. So since I just did them all for third graders, and they're the same thing, I'm having you watch them, and then we're just going through the book page together. Okay? So freeze. If you didn't watch it, go watch it now. Bye. Hi, so glad you're still here. So what I'm going to do today is, I don't do well at drawing thermometers, as you know, so we're just going to actually go through the book page. We have been discussing the metric system, so we've been talking about meters. We've been talking about millimeters and centimeters. We've been talking about liters and milliliters. We've been talking about grams and kilograms, okay? And that's all been reviewed on the other video for you already. So please open your book to page 271, okay? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we are going to write the temperature. Make sure you do the little degree sign and the C for Celsius, okay? Remember, 0 degrees Celsius is when water freezes, 100 degrees Celsius is when water boils, 37 degrees Celsius is your normal body temperature, which you just learned on the other video as well. So let's go ahead and look at our book. So number 1, what is the degrees you see? Right between 10 and 20, which would be 15 degrees Celsius. Very good. How about number 2? What do you have for number 2? Very good, 25 degrees Celsius. How about number 3? See how it's just a tiny bit above the 0? What do you have for that one? 2 degrees Celsius. Very good. How about number 4? Okay, so see how it doesn't get to the 0 yet? Anything below 0 is a negative number. So you need to put the negative sign in front of it, and it's negative 4 degrees Celsius. Okay? Good job. So now we're going to still, again, write the degrees that you see. Okay? And then we're going to compare the degrees and write under the one that's more, how much more it is. Okay? So number 5, what is your first temperature? 8 degrees Celsius. Very good. What is your second temperature? Be careful. 18 degrees Celsius. Very good. So what is the difference between the 18 and the 8? That's correct, 10 degrees Celsius. So under the 18 degrees, you're going to write 10 degrees more. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, let's look at number 6. We're doing the same thing. What does our first thermometer say? 3 degrees Celsius. What does our second thermometer say? Negative 2 degrees Celsius. Now, this is kind of interesting math. Which one, the greater one is 3 degrees Celsius, but what is the difference? So when you start at 3, you have to go down to 0. So how many do we have to go down in order to get to 0? 3, very good. So now we've already gone down 3 degrees and we're at 0. So we have to go down 2 more degrees to get to negative 2. Negative 1, negative 2. So it's a 5-degree difference. Okay? So you can go ahead and write that down. Write it down under the negative 2 degrees. Okay? Everybody got that? All right, so now we're going to compare the two, and we're going to circle the temperature that is colder. So we have 7 degrees Celsius, which means you have the 0, and you're above it by 7 degrees. And you have a negative 7 degrees Celsius, which means you're at 0, and you're below by 7 degrees. Okay, so which is colder, 7 degrees or negative 7 degrees? Negative 7 degrees will be correct. Very good. How about number 8? You have 4 degrees Celsius or negative 2 degrees Celsius. Which one is colder? Very good. Negative 2 because it's less than 0, right? 4 is more than 0, but negative 2 is even less than 0. So that would be our colder one. And the last one in this section, number 9, you have negative 3 degrees or 0 degrees. Which one is colder? Negative 3. Very good. So do you understand that, right? Think of the timeline of the, number line. You have 0 in the middle. Yes? And things that are below 0, I'm not going to do my hands because it's going to be opposite because you're looking at me differently. So the ones that are below 0 are lower than the ones that are above 0. And the more below 0 you get, the colder it is. So like negative 2 is colder than negative 1, but negative 10 is colder than negative 2. Does that make sense? Because you keep going down. All right. Let's go ahead and look at number 10. What is your normal body temperature? Very good. 37 degrees Celsius. What is freezing? 0 degrees Celsius. And water that is boiling? 100 degrees Celsius. Very good. All right, number 13. Derek went camping with the boys' clubs. The temperature dropped below freezing. How cold did it get? So is it 5 degrees Celsius, 0 degrees Celsius, or negative 2 degrees Celsius? Negative 2, very good. Number 14, sleeping bags have a rating. So see the chart there? So sleeping bag A is rated for 10 degrees Celsius. Sleeping bag B is rated for 0 degrees Celsius. And sleeping bag C is rated for negative 10 degrees Celsius. So what the rating means is that in that sleeping bag you would be comfortable, it would keep you warm up to that temperature. So like we bought Asa a sleeping bag and I think it was minus 25 degrees. So yeah, that we bought it for him because he was going to go on a winter camp, so we wanted to make sure that he was nice and warm. So we're going to look at these 2 sleeping bags and decide which one would be the best one to get for that situation. Okay? All right. So number 14. Sleeping bags will tell the lowest temperature at which the bag should be used. Which bag should be used would be best at 15 degrees Celsius. So look at those 2. So it would be bag A because bag A goes all the way down to 10 degrees Celsius. And what about 15? Which bag would be the best at negative 5 degrees Celsius? Yes, bag C, because bag C goes all the way down to negative 10 degrees. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. So do the back of the page. Submit it to Google Online, the school, classroom. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.